Ian Corliss from iancorliss.com. Today I'm going to talk about adding a front pack to your running pack. Now, why would you want that? Well, in races like Marathon des Sables or multi-day racing, it's always nice to have access to food, snacks on the go whenever you want. For me, as many of you will know, I'm a photographer and I like to have a camera here so that I have immediate access to the camera. So for my example, I'm going to show you my camera pack that I use. Of course, for you, you would purchase a pouch that is specific for your needs and the size that you need. You will see that this is a very simple system and it fits here on my chest when I'm running. So how am I going to do that? There is a company called Peak Design. They actually make camera and photographer accessories, and they make these clips with a toggle that goes and attaches inside here. You hear it click, and this creates a fixture and secure point that can go on any item. These are replaceable and you can buy as many as you like, and these comes in packs of 2, so it works perfectly. I take a couple of zip ties and I use the zip ties to attach this to my running pack. So let me show you how I do that. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use an Osprey running pack. This is something that I use more when I'm hiking, going a little bit slower. It's not my fast packing pack, but the reason I'm going to show it you today is because it is red and it will allow these black accessories to show up a little bit more. So first of all, if I just put the pack on, you're going to see the clip that I've already attached on this side here. Now, you want it to be comfortable so that the pack fits exactly where you want it, but you also need it to be in a secure place. Now, on this pack, you'll see that this grey plastic is reinforced onto a vertical strip, and this can actually move up and down. I tend to have mine at the lower point so that it doesn't move. And what I do is I take a zip tie and I pass it through this grey area, and what I do is I create a loop by pulling through. You'll see now that I have a black loop. I take my scissors and I trim off the excess. So I've now created a nice black loop here that gives me a fixing point. Just as a tip, I take a lighter and I burn the end of the plastic, which melts it. And what that does is it softens it off and it reinforces it. It also stops the potential for the plastic slipping through the holder. So I now take my clip and another zip tie, and what I'm going to do is echo what I've got on this side. So basically what will happen is this will pass through and we create a loop, and then this can move independently of the rest of the pack. So I pass this through the zip tie. I then pass the zip tie through the holder and I fasten. Now you'll see that it's attached and it moves independently of the pack and allows some flexibility. Again, what I then do is trim the excess and I burn the plastic once again, melting the end, and you'll see it smoke, softens it off, makes it more secure. So I now will fasten the chest strap, and you'll see that I now have the 2 attachment points here where I can attach any front pack. It doesn't matter what it is. I take my camera bag and I attach the clips to the camera bag, and you'll now see that I have a clip on one side and a clip on the other side, and quite simply this just slots and slides in slots and slides in, and there is the front pack attached to the camera bag. Really, really easy. Now, of course, you may be looking at this and thinking, well, that's going to bounce around. And yes, you're right, it will bounce around. But you'll notice on the bottom that what I've done is I've attached cord. Now, what this allows me to do is pull the camera down and attach it to the pack at the bottom. Now, on this pack, I use a waist belt. So I pass the cords through my waist belt on both sides. And therefore, once it's attached and held, you'll see now when I move up and down, there is no movement. And that is with a camera in here. This camera weighs 800 grams. It's a Sony A9. So it's quite heavy. And of course, for most of you, you're not going to be carrying this sort of weight. But you can already see how easy it is to gain access to this front pouch whenever you need it on the go. So there's a tip for attaching a front pack to any running pack.